back on the Husqvarna 257, and today we are going to be splitting the crank, or splitting the case, sorry. So before we split our case, we have to make sure that we definitely got all of our case bolts out. So you have 4 case bolts on the clutch side, there's 2 for your saw dog, and there's 1 at the rear of the saw. Okay, we have our Husqvarna style crankcase splitter. You're going to put this end up over the crank down inside to the cavity, and then this pointed end is going to go over the edge of the crank. So that is all the way in, and we are going to slowly needs to sit on something. Okay, so we've tightened it up, to where that is sitting on the end of the crank, and now we are just going to twist until that crankcase splits. Some of them split easier than others. You heard that? Some of them sound like a gunshot when it finally pops. And you can see they're starting to separate. And there is our case vent. That bearing smoked. Hopefully this crank is reusable. Old gasket. Gonna go in the trash. Then to get our crank all the way up, we are going to do the same thing, the flywheel side. So you can see the orientation of how we have our crank, the splitter tool. It grabs on the inside, and then our other, we have the needle pointing into the end of the crank. Now we're just going to twist, push it through. Sweden, 95. We have our side-to-side play, but we don't have any up and down. So I think we're going to be okay, other than really clean this up good. Yeah, these bearings are cooked. You could sort of move that one a little bit, but they're smoked. We're going to save that on a separate video. I'll show you how I push the bearings out. So our next step is we're going to clean this up the best that I can to get it as close to looking as brand new as we can do it. And I'll show you how I push the bearings through. All right, thanks. Stay tuned.